Hello guys, welcome to Concentrate Academy. In this video, I'm going to be covering the properties of surds. These properties are very essential because you'll be applying one or more of these properties in any surd question that you are given. So, let's get straight into it. I'll be using variables to define the various properties in this video, and there are 7 of them. For property 1, we have square root of a times square root of a, and this gives us square root of a all squared, and our final answer is a. Now this square sign caters for the square root, hence our final answer being a. Let's take one example. So we have our example, which is square root of 3 times square root of 3, and this gives us square root of 3 all squared, and our final answer is 3. This square caters for the square root, and hence our final answer 3. Let's move on to property number 2. Square root of a times square root of b is equal to square root of ab. Over here you have 2 separate variables under 2 separate square roots. As long as they are multiplying, they can all come under one square root and multiply. Now these are just variables, and that is why it is ab. So let's take an example for you to see how exactly it is. So our example is square root of 3 times square root of 7. When you multiply it, you have square root of 3 times 7, which is square root of 21, and not square root of 37, because they are actually multiplying each other. 3 times 7 is 21. Let's move on to our third property. Property 3. A times square root of b, and it gives us a root b. So for this property, one of the variables isn't under a square root and one of them is under a square root. However, in multiplying, it's just the multiplication sign that leaves, and you have your final answer as a root b. Let's take an example. So example number 3. 4 times square root of 7, and our final answer is 4 root 7. Property number 4. A root b times c root d. In multiplying these two sets, the final answer is a multiplying c, which is ac, multiplying what is under the square root, which is bd. This is how to multiply a root b times c root d. So let's just take one example. Example 4. 2 root 11 times 3 root 2. In multiplying these two sets, 2 multiplies 3. That gives us what? 6. So let's just write it here. 2 times 3 times the square root. Then we bring our square root sign here. Then 11 times 2. So 11 times 2. And this gives us 6 root 22. And that's our final answer. So there are 3 more properties and we are done with this tutorial. Property number 5. A times B square root of C. And our final answer is A multiplying B, which is AB root C. Let's take one example. 3 times 5 root 7. So 3 times 5 is what? 15. And that gives us 15 root 7 as our final answer. Property number 6. Square root of A times B square root of C. Now this property is similar to property 5, just that A is now under a square root. So it gives us B, because B isn't under the square root, B root AC. Square root of A and square root of C are under the square root and hence come under one square root since they are multiplying each other. Square root of 3 times 5 square root of 7. And this gives us 5 root 21. And you need to be very, very careful about these, because the moment you make a mistake, you multiply the wrong variable with the wrong variable, and hence you have different answers. As you can see over here from property 5 and property 6, A is 3, B is 5, C is 7. However, there are two different answers because of the nature of the question. Property number 7. Square root of A divided by square root of B is equal to 1 base square root with A out of B all into brackets. So let's take one example. Square root of 5 out of square root of 10 is equal to square root of 5 out of 10 equal to square root of 1 out of 2. And that's our final answer. Try the following examples and let me know your answers in the comment section. If you like this video, kindly leave me a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified. I love you very much, and I'll see you again in my next tutorial. Bye bye.